Super Mario Brothers 3! To your station!
Whether it was full-color maps, cheat codes, specific help, or comics, Nintendo Power had you covered. I thought it would be fun to take a look back at some of the review scores of our favorite and not-so-favorite games. Super Mario Bros. 3 graces this month's cover with one of those incredible clay diorama shots. I love these things. The brothers get 8 pages dedicated to getting through Worlds 1 and 2 respectively. We can say that the peak of the NES has arrived. In Player's Pulse, there's an interesting letter from Kevin Duhan. He says that while on a weekend trip, his family's basement got flooded and his NES was down there. Fortunately, he had put the NES in a box, and that was the only thing that wasn't ruined. Okay, so the story wasn't that interesting. It's slim pickings this month, okay? This snot-nosed punk is called Andy Cunningham, and apparently he wasn't impressed with the NES at first. That is until he actually got one. He was so impressed, so much so that he began coding his own game on his personal computer called Super Dashung, aka Super Wiener Dog. Who knows what happened to young Cunningham, but more importantly, did he ever release Super Wiener Dog?
In the arms of the
Silent Service is featured, and talk about a snooze fest of a game. I'd rather listen to paint dry. Yeah, you heard me right. We get plenty of maps for games like 720 Degrees, A Boy and His Blob, and even more coverage of Astyanax. The Game Boy gets some love too, mainly showing off the excellent Konami game Nemesis.
That's gonna make you stupid. I guess it already did.
In our special features section, the 1990 Consumer Electronics Show was held at Las Vegas. This is one of the biggest shows for all electronic-based products at that time, well before E3. Their under development list for the NES is very interesting because some big-time games were announced that never left Japan or were either cancelled altogether. Things like Bruce Lee Lives, Sweet Home, gee I wonder why, and Street Fighter 2? Whoa. We also get to cast our ballots for Nintendo Power's 1989 Power Awards. Who will be the big winners for Best Graphics and Sound, Best Challenge, Play Control, Ending, or Game of the Year? Will it be Zelda 2, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Tetris, Ninja Gaiden? Who will win? Who?
I don't know!
In Counselor's Corner, gamers ask, where in the blue blazes Erdrick's armor in Dragon Warrior? How to find the skeleton key in DuckTales, and how to grab the flute from the Fountain of Acid in Shadowgate. By the way, you have to use the gauntlet.
Yep.
Classified information is filled to the brim with fat stacks of top tips. We finally get the password to fight Mike Tyson and Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Good luck.
Good luck.
A 63 lives code in Bad Dudes, as well as a continue code for the early stages of Double Dragon 2. They also share the life stealing trick, which is a tip that I still use today. Howard and Nestor time. The boys have entered a Super Spike V-Ball tournament and Nestor is determined to win, until he gets pie-faced with a Super Spike square into the nose. Should have listened to Howard's tips, Nestor. Stupid Nestor. And finally, in our top 30, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles holds a top spot again for the 4th straight month. Jeez, it's like this game was super popular back then, wasn't it? Unlike all the undue hate it gets nowadays. Mega Man 2 moves up to 2nd place, and gives the boot to Zelda 2, which falls to 4th now. And Super Mario Bros. 2 still shows some life, holding on to 3rd place. Meanwhile, Super Mario Bros. 3 cracks the top 10 at number 7. How long would it take before it reaches number 1? We've got a jaw-dropping 31 games to cover in our review section, so let's get this show on the road. If you love Contra, then most likely you'll love Super C. It's an excellent game and one of the top-tier carts on the system, and NP thought so too, giving it a 16. Although I would have given it a minimum of 17 because it's that good. I think Captain Algebra would agree too. The reviewers seem to love Pinbot, giving it an incredible score of 16. I think it's a good pinball game, probably the best, but not a 16 good. Maybe a 14.5 good. Here it is, the best RPG on the NES, at least in my opinion, the original Final Fantasy. And guess what? NP blew it, giving the card a 15.5. I think that's laughably low. I would have given it a 17 minimum because it's the best hands down. Way better than Dragon Warrior, which they're still heavily promoting in this very issue. You don't hear much praise for Wrath of the Black Manta. It's a decent side-scrolling ninja game, but not as good as Ninja Gaiden. A 15 is okay. If you loved Rolling Thunder, you'll really enjoy Codename Viper. It has the same look and feel to the game and is quite underrated in my book. A 15 sounds good. And this platformer shooter at Hybrid is an interesting one. I have to give it some more time, I think, but a 15 is good stuff. Never liked Rescue the Embassy mission. A 13.5? Meh, get rid of the half. Wow, MP dropped the ball again. They're on a roll, aren't they? Tecmo World Wrestling was given a 14, and that makes me sad, because you could argue this is the best NES wrestling game around. The moves, the music, the cutscenes are top notch. I'm giving it a 16.5. Stupid Nintendo Power. Imagine a spaceship shooter where you travel inside a sick-looking bioorganism dripping with slime, ooze, teeth, eyeballs, and other sick and nasty creatures. Yeah, Nintendo Power gave it a 13. I don't think so. This unique shooter gets a 16. What do you guys think? It's baseball. It's pretty good, but it's baseball. Again, it's baseball. Yeah. Strip away the license and you basically have Rad Racer 3. Pretty good too, but a 13 is a bit too low. Again, NP blew it. Yes, Battle of Olympus is a Zelda 2 clone, but man is it underrated. This quest will give you fits, especially grinding for salamander hides, but it was a lot of fun overall. A 14.5 is low. Let's try a 16.5 instead. 8 Eyes is a really cool action platformer akin to Castlevania, but it seems Nintendo Power didn't like it with a score of 13.5. Ooh. Again, way wrong here. 8 Eyes gets at least a 15.5 in my books for the music alone. It's fun, it's challenging. Don't listen to all the hate. They're stupid! Scheherazade is tough to pronounce, but it's a worthy Zelda 1 clone that people need to check out. It's awesome. I'll give it a 15.5. An underrated over-the-top 2-player run-and gunner, and they gave it a 13.5. Inconceivable!
Inconceivable!
I give it a 15 at least. A beach volleyball game not named Super Spike? Pass. It's a basketball game. The best thing about Target Renegade is the music, otherwise leave this Double Dragon clone in the dustbin. An X-Men game on the NES? Awesome! And then you play it. I used to rent this game from the corner store from time to time, and it sucked. A first-person space exploration game where you have to manage your warp energy, shields, and weapons, and blasters and whatever. I'd rather shove a plutonium hyperdrive up my ass and whistle Dixie through the cosmos. It's tennis. You bet your bottom dollar I don't like casino games. You may, but I don't. It's lose, lose, lose when you play win, lose, or draw. I never had MTV growing up. If you like the original game, then it's more of the same. First-person pilot games are not my thing, so 14.5, good enough. Dash Galaxy is not good. I had it and played it for a bit. It's definitely one of those forgettable games. Did I mention I hate Destination Earthstar? I played a little bit of Rock and Ball, and it's really nothing special. An 11.5, meh to me. I don't play baby games, so the score is fine. Fisher-Price Perfect Fit, I can remember 1, 2, 3, whatever. I don't need educational cards teaching me shapes and numbers. I know my shapes, damn it. Okay, so Super C and Pinball are our big scoring games of the month with 16 apiece, while we have a host of terrible bottom feeders sitting at an 11. Ugh, look at all this trash. Yuck! Next time, we dive headfirst into issue number 12. More classic hits are on the way like Crystallis, Star Tropics, and Jack Nicklaus's 18 Greatest Holes of Major Championship Golf? Nice! Is Ninja Gaiden 2. Just joking, Ninja Gaiden 2. Stupid golf.